All right, a few minutes for us now to wind up. We've just taken a short break, but we were still looking and following the developments, that is the latest as far as the US election is concerned, where we have Donald Trump and also Biden dominating the Super Tuesday, winning in the various constituencies as well, and left it at you were actually on before
yes.
I rudely interrupted.
Yes, I was concluding to say that Donald Trump has not changed his game. He's still playing the populist game. He's still appealing to the America first, as opposed to America's engagement with the world. He's a classic isolationist, and at a time when American economy is low, you know, the effect of COVID-19 is now beginning to feel, and we need to underline the fact that Donald Trump would have won a second term if it were not for the way he handled COVID-19 and the killing of the African American George in that case, and the ratio factor basically affected him a little bit. Otherwise, he was really in for success in his second term. And now that COVID is out of the way and the devastations of COVID have been dealt with by this administration as effectively as would have been expected, then Donald Trump is literally, amok. Now, the courts, they thought that the courts are going to basically stop him from being on the ballot. And if you can look at the multiplicity of court cases that have been put in at the state level, you know, this state, that state, so many of them. But what they have done is that they have ended up turning him into a hero. And instead, people, particularly the militants, the white Americans are solidly behind, Trump. And that's why he's winning state after state. And when you look at the opinion polls, he's way, way, way ahead, many points ahead of Biden. Now, again, the question of age. These are two old men fighting for the position, but comparatively, Trump is younger by far. And people are not sure that Biden, with his age, will finish his second term. And they dread the possibility of another non-white in White House. Remember, the American system replaces the factor of class with race. So whereas in Britain, class is the determinant factor, in America, race is the factor, although it is subdued. So for Kamala Harris to take over from Biden, if something were to happen, very many people dread that. And as a result, Trump seemed to have all cards coming into his favor. And I don't know whether he is stoppable. My hunch is that he is unstoppable.
He's unstoppable. Do you hold the same view?
Well, more or less. You see, probably Professor Majori is much well-versed with this, but Trump is a master campaigner, but not necessarily a good leader. And he's coming to a world that is very amiable to ultra-right-wing politics. From the Americas to Europe, the right-wing are really very dominant. He speaks the language of Caucasian militancy, which is very selling to his audiences. So his coming back, is almost guaranteed. In fact, I thought in one of his speeches here, he will say America is back, literally. And the Democrats have not done very well, as we probably thought. And America is increasingly losing its grip of the world, and they have lost morally, especially with what is happening in the Middle East, the war between Israel and the Palestinians. The Trump administration has really lost quite a bit of credibility and grip of the world affairs because of the increasing multipolar world that we have at the moment. So I see Trump, rolling back in his usual way. But whether America will be better or great is a different question altogether.
Right. Professor Macharia?
Yeah, one or two things. First, the U.S. Constitution is very clear. The qualification for being president is to be 35 years old and born in America. No other qualification. And he meets those. So the Supreme Court was right to say, you people stop what you are doing. Yeah? Because that's Constitution. Very clear. Second, Trump is likely to win in November. He's likely to, he will then be the second president to come back after losing.
After losing.
Yeah, it happened in 1885, 84. That's why the U.S. pretends that it was not part of the Berlin Conference of the partition. It was there, but there was a change of government. The loser came back, Grover Cleveland. So that is very clear. Third, Trump is a very clever man, politically. He is anti-establishment by nature, and that's how he thrives. So when he was running in 2016, and he knew that the establishment media would not be on his side, he decided to spend no money getting publicity by insulting people. So when you insult somebody prominent, that's news, eh? And he's covered for a week or two. People responded. Then he comes back and he does the same thing. So he spent very little money campaigning because the media was campaigning for him in the name of attacking him. Added to that, the system made a mistake, the American system, the establishment. Trump won fairly. And then they started saying that their institutions are so weak that Putin is the one who elected Trump. So we say, what are you talking about? That Putin can elect? So the Americans did not vote, is that what? So the establishment questioned its own system, which then gave Trump the reason to complain when he lost.
Yeah.
You see? He said, okay, look, this is what happened. And since, as been said, he exploited the blackness thing. Obama, the fact that Obama was president was a campaign issue. And he succeeded, eliciting this racist thing. And one of the things I like talking about, Tillerson, Secretary of State. Trump disliked Obama so much that he knows Kenya. So he waited for Tillerson to be in Nairobi to fire him in Nairobi. Instead of firing him after or before. So you could say, why did he do that? And they could see that coming. And he has appealed very well to the racial element. So when he says back again, is to make America white again.
Great again.
No, not great. White again. And that resonates very well
with the people.
Now, poor Biden, he started using, say, America is back, to lead. The question was, leading where and who is he leading?
Indeed.
And Trump is exploiting it. Say, all he has done is to lead people to war.
Right. Let's get to our closing remarks, beginning with you, Peter Kagonya, just briefly.
Well, I think the big issue here are the lessons that us as a country are going to learn from our misadventure into Haiti. There are serious lessons of moral nature, lessons relating to how we make our decisions, questions of how we do our feasibility study before we arrive at our decisions. And therefore, Kenya needs to learn very, very serious lessons. And again, congratulations to our courts, because on this one issue, they were right. On this one issue, they saved lives. And on this one issue, they restored our dignity.
Indeed. Right. Thank you. Thank you, Mbongi.
Very interesting that the former Prime Minister, the Right Honorable Odinga, has done it again. Unpredictable, as usual. Master of spontaneity. Even he has taken the members of his coalition by surprise. But then it's very difficult to write him off from the Kenyan political scene. And what I would want to see as an individual, that the Kenyan public is in a state of deja vu at the moment. It's like we have been left alone. Without the voice of Raila on the side of the opposition, then what happens? So we hope something will happen soon and somebody will fill in that. But I doubt whether we will have somebody to fit into those shoes.
Right, thank you. Bashara, your final remarks, Professor.
I think President Ruto should take the courage and cancel the whole Haiti thing. It's a disaster. There's nothing wrong with changing position, given the circumstance, the reality. When he made the decision to go there, it's because there were different environment. Today, it's a totally, it will be good for him and the country to come and say, given the circumstances and whatever it is, we are rethinking the whole thing. I think it will be good for the country and for him internationally and even locally.
Thank you. Gentlemen, I really do appreciate your input this morning, always insightful, always a treat having you on Wednesday. Rich stream of information that we get there as far as foreign policy is concerned, security and diplomacy. And of course, we shall keep you updated also in our constituents' bulletins that we do have in the day. African Speak as well speaks much to what is happening in the continent as far as foreign policy, diplomacy and security is concerned. Thank you. In absentia, I want to thank also Dr. Hassan Kaneja, who was here earlier but he had to leave early. So I thank you also for his input as well. Thank you.